presented. Before starting, I would just like to show the 3 days schedule. These are the schedules that are going. For today's schedule, we have an industry experts coming, Mr. Piku and Mr. Pinchu. Mr. Pinchu is an alumnus of previous match, and Mr. Piku, the first presentation will be on the marketing from VP and Jacobson. And then the first session is a lunch break. After lunch break, it's our internal guidelines to presentations on NGO citizens and activists. That's the first issue. Second issue is for HR paper, and we have industry systems HR paper also on the second day. And then the third issue, some schedules which we have planned. Each state having each specialization. Like today is marketing, tomorrow is HR, and on 19 that is that's from my side, and I would like to give you some thanks.
Good morning to everybody. First and foremost, on behalf of you all, warm welcome to the Association to this academic workshop. I think this is an annual intense exercise that we undertake, actually which sets the pace for the rest of the academic year. So I would request all to really concentrate on this workshop, put forth your suggestions where necessary. And once the academic workshop is over, the decisions that have been taken are actually a decision which has been accepted by the entire academic council. Thereafter, we should not deviate from those decisions. That is one request that I have, because I have seen in the last 5 years, minor deviations take place, and then the dean has to remind that this is a decision that we have all taken together in the workshop. So my request to all is to please stay focused and remember the decisions that have been taken and apply with them. Before I commence, I think there are 2 new faculty members. Let me, on behalf of Professor Sri Kumar and myself, welcome them to this to DCS Macro Work Institution. Firstly, Dr. Deepu Varghese here. Why he was not aware of it. He's joining us, and his area is marketing. He has got a few years of experience as a guest faculty, though he has not worked as a full-time faculty. And he has his own business, which he was running before. Now he wants to enter into academics full time, and we have given him an opportunity for that. Second is Ms. Monica Devasi. She's an MA English Literature from East College. And Stella is Chennai. So she has joined us, and she will be an English teacher along with Dr. Lalita Matthew and other core team members for English classes, for which the syllabus had already been prepared, and we have presented to the management, the chief facilitator, which has been approved. This was done in Trivandrum about 8 days back. The syllabus was formulated by Dr. Lalita Matthew, Dr. Elizabeth, and Professor Jacob Matthew. Okay, so this English class in the coming academic year will be running side by side along with the GALA program. So the GALA program will have to be redesigned minus the communications part of it. The academic year 2013-14, I think, has been successfully completed. The last day being yesterday, the last day of the exam of the Prime Minister 3, and PDDM 12-14 was also successfully completed with the convocation had taken place in Ramala. A few observations which I have noticed the last year, which I give out in every academic workshop, which is known to everybody. There is nothing new or strange. I'm only reiterating these points which you are all already aware of. First is functioning of the AIM and scheduling during the year. We had a change of the AIM coordinator midway, but I think overall the functioning of the AIM had been quite smooth in the year, and it has, I think, done a good job. So back. But there are still two issues. Not complete two papers of MBA work it is more due to, I think, the management fault than the AIM's fault. And this is something which we need to avoid next year. We should actually take up the schedule and try to complete the programs earlier than what we are planning now. Actually, my suggestion would be to complete the MBA seniors by 31st of March, which will make all efforts. So that if there is a delay on account of university exams, there are some buffer time available with us. This was a request actually made by the students during one of my interactions with them a month back, quoting Rajagiri as saying that they complete their program by 31st of March, and the rest of the time is available for them to concentrate on the project as well as their placements. I will request this can be examined further. One of the key problems that we face in the scheduling, so it has been quite less the last year as compared to the previous years. You may feel that it is only 2-3 days, but this sort of a delay in the schedule actually has a ripple effect, as a cascading effect, and it affects actually the entire completion of the particular program or the particular paper. So my request is, when a paper is scheduled, kindly restrict your leave to emergency time. I am not talking about going on Sunday. I am talking of taking 3 days, 4 days leave together. Kindly avoid that. It will be a great help and it will facilitate us to actually carry out the scheduling smoothly. One of the key areas, I think MBA results, though it was good, the last results which had come out, actually the third semester of MBA 1130, but the fourth semester we have had a drop. And I think Pramod will be analyzing the MBA results in careful. I think it's something which has to be done because the MBA results is gaining more and more importance in the market. There are some parents asking about the MBA results before taking action. Now, control of exams, I think this office has also functioned extremely well. There has been a lot of work for the control of exams, scheduling mock exams, scheduling the PGDM exams, and it was compounded by the fact that we had taken a decision to be strict with the PGDM course. But in spite of that, I think we have been able to complete, including the supplementaries of PGDM 2012-14, and I think we have done our best to implement the policies that were decided in the previous academic year. The model exams, I think we have not been able to conduct the model exams before the third semester exams. The policy that we have decided, which Professor Silva and I were discussing yesterday, actually, that once the paper is over, we conduct the model exam. And when the exam is announced, we keep studying on it. Now, if we wait or if we postpone the model exam, then all of a sudden the university exam is announced and we will be left without time to conduct the model exam. The coming year, I am hopeful that we will be able to complete all the model exams. Of course, the fourth semester, also we should try to have the model exams. So in this particular MP 2012-14, we have conducted all exams only for semester 1 and semester 2. Right? So we should make an attempt even to conduct a model exam for semester 4.
12-14. No, not 12-14, future.
Future and 12-14.
12-14, they have left the campus now.
A few other things. We had taken a decision that newspaper reading will be conducted in the first session of the day. Many of the faculties are doing it, but there are a few exceptions to this case. I think once a decision has been taken, I think we must all stick to it. The first session of every day, please take a note, and the aim is actually scheduling 15 minutes extra for the first session of the day. But sometimes the faculty concerned forgets to carry out the thing, or the students might make an excuse that they have not got the paper. Actually, this should be emphasized and this should become a part of the work process without exception. The Gala program, I think it's a little bit decided, though attempts were made to reinvigorate it, make it more. This is one program actually which is useful to the students and which the students like. But I think we are not been able to do justice to it. In the coming year, I am hopeful that this will be refined. We have to redefine the syllabus because we will be running the English communication classes also. We will be discussing with the academic workshop and let us run it well. Actually, it's quite a useful thing to the students and they like it. There are a few operations from faculty to faculty, difference in the quality of the training to the students, but they can be overcome if the Gala numbers sit together and plan out the next phase session. So they should have more frequent meetings amongst themselves so that everybody is on the same page as to what should be conducted. So we have given already the list of Gala coordinators in the work allocation, the paper allocation sheet. You all know who are there. My request is kindly make it a little more interesting and a little more work. So has also functioned well, but it is very individualistic. This also needs to be refined in the sense that we need to track all the SOAP readings. We are not presently able to track. So there are changes internally made by the faculty. So we are not able to track, and again, it is very individualistic from the faculty point of view. Some of it is very good, some of it not so good. You should make all the SOAP groups actually get equal benefit from the faculty. Regarding attendance, the Board of Studies has come up with a new policy for attendance of MBA. I think we are going to be quite strict about attendance of MBA. And I think this policy has been in consultation with the dean. They spelled it out in quite in detail. So we need to be strict on the attendance part in the coming year for the MBA. For the PGDM, we have already refined it and we are following it. For MBA, now we are getting into that.
You can aware of the matter.
Okay. Yeah, I think the minimum they have quoted is 70%. 75% minimum attendance. And in case it is not listed, we will not permit him to write the exam. That is what MBA.
And the university secrets?
75. The same receipt, but we are going to what is the same. So this is, when we had the meeting, it was also decided that this depends on our regular pattern of attendance and paying the attendance. And in time, costing the students as well as the parents. That you are short of attendance if you don't complete attendance in the remaining periods, you are likely to be part of the exams. I will go. I'm sorry, I didn't know that. What was that?
It's okay, that's fine. It's like knowing.
It was decided in the faculty meeting. and then the viewers had to formulate the policy. Breakfast with CEO. It was a good thing that we started off. I think we had about 5 breakfasts with CEOs. One or two, there is a question mark whether it is a CEO or not. But all the same, we made a start. But we need to have it regularly. And from this year, we are given this responsibility to the placement. That is corporate relations of another. You should be learning. The corporate relations team is going to take charge of the breakfast. And we should ensure once in 2 weeks, no 3 weeks, definitely that we have this going. Video conferencing classes, I think we made an excellent start. Very reputed people. It was a good thing because after this system was procured, I think it was lying idle for more than 3 years. And we started using it. I'm hopeful that this will continue the brand the coming academic year. Rankings. Generally, we have been able to hold our rankings in the various magazines. Where we fall short, I'm sure Pramod, who's the coordinator for this, is mainly, I think, the results and the placement are the ones which bring it down. So
Mainly placement.
One was because we didn't have accurate records. Second is, I think we have not been putting up enough. I am quite confident that our placements are not bad as compared to other institutions. We will be at par, if not better, than the other institutes. Probably we are a little down as far as the average salary is concerned. So this is the area that we should start looking at for the beginning.
What is the 13th institution? Search is and random. Search or search.
Now, we had started a newsletter, I think, very creditably done by Dr. Elizabeth Devas. Very glad we have been regularly sending it every month. But at times she is not in picture about what is happening. Little one or two things is missed out. So in all your correspondences, anything which need to be included in the newsletter, anything, a copy must be endorsed actually to promote as well as to them. So that they also keep track of that event and include it in the newsletter. This newsletter is being sent to all parents. It is copies marked to all faculty. And we have also started sending it to the alumni, right? I think a decision was taken that we will send it to the alumni also. In the last alumni meeting, a decision was taken. So, Dr. Anirudhan, please tell him this. This newsletter must actually the decision taken at the last alumni meeting was we will send copies of the previous newsletters on its own. Excellent. SAP and IBM. SAP, I think, was conducted well and received well. IBM, I think we are not very sure what was the benefit. Isn't it? So that one we are not very sure what is the feelings of the students as they work in the program. You are aware of it?
55 students are here. I mean, they attended the IBM class, and 47 people have been declared as and the feedback which we received is above average. But only thing is that they wanted to have more practice on that, which we were not able to do because of so many other problems like the examinations and monitoring and other. Otherwise, it was good.
Timing was also problem.
Timing was always.
Actually, in one of the faculty meetings, the idea was put forward whether we can conduct this SAP in IBM for the first year instead of. I think that can be discussed because in the second year there is a shortage of time. a short of time, and then we are trying to force it into inconvenient timings, which is proving to be, there. So I think the academic workshop can examine whether this can be conducted in the first year when there is more time available for conduct. The management committee, the last point that I have is the management committee has taken a decision to have actually the conduct of the MBA a separate batch, which will be a higher quality, it will be more focused, it will be more industry driven. For that, the discussions are not yet complete. That is one aspect I think Professor Srinivas might be talking about. That's how I had actually as far as the observations of the academy. Thank you.
You can also.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Leaving now. I will leave. Yeah. Who is that? I'm not able to. So the morning everybody, sir, I do not know one person, because I met everybody else. So you are the joiner, talk to people, right? Where were you before? Usaj. And you are a product of, what is your background? Engineering University, MBA?
Not MBA, University,
What is M?
Master of Mathematics.
That's from?
Engineering.
Oh, that's the degree university. Oh, that's the degree when you get when you take it from the university part. Okay. So good morning and welcome to all of you to this year's academic workshop, basically to formulate the policies for next year, as well as look at the nitty-gritties of whatever we are doing. The fundamental approach which I have, which probably you might share, is to look at this particular question: why are we doing whatever we are doing? So this is an opportunity basically to think in terms of what activities we are in. Are we doing it just because it has become a practice, it has become a habit for the last 2 years? Do we have a solid logic, academic logic behind it? So that's what we do normally. These 3 days, look at everything in minute detail. Ask this question: why exactly are we doing this? So that's the motto of this particular workshop. Any question on this? There is a trend for the last 3 years in this academic workshop. I think last year I stressed the point that we should agree over here only on things which we will be able to do. Even if it means that we dilute certain things, it doesn't matter. But then we should be able to say that whatever we have documented, whatever we have decided over here, we will be able to follow. It's in that spirit that everything which I propose or anybody proposes over here, we can actually put into discussion over here, and then get to looking at the pros and cons of that, and then take a collective decision so that we abide by it for the rest of it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't mean that change it. Mid-course. We can change the mid-course. But again, we have to get into various other courses, get into a format like this, discuss that, and then change. That's also possible. But we have to follow the certain approach rather than just doing the practice, and that becomes then the policy in practice. So in that spirit, I'm requesting everybody that this year also we would like to take that approach that we agree upon and we decide many things which we are pretty sure that we are going to complete. So that way, even this particular question, I will conclude this thing by. There are 2 points. One point which is shared by our group director and team operations yesterday evening. And also a point which I mentioned. At some particular point of time, we should be able to debate on that too. I'll share what exactly those are. I thought these are the objectives. I don't know. Just react. I thought these are the objectives. Industry readiness, respond to examinations with understanding. The questions in exams to understand, rather than our growth learn. And they start learning on their own. And lastly, the campus atmosphere. I'm here talking about mostly academic atmosphere. The academic atmosphere is an interesting atmosphere. It's an enjoyable, certain experience. Anything on this?
Yes, sir. I will get you on that. Industry readiness as regards that one is concerned is okay. They are really good in that. But as regards students responding to questions in examinations meaningfully, I am my own doubt. Because what they are doing so towards the end of the examination, just maybe 3 days, 4 days prior to the examination, they go through only the guides which are available in the market. And they are looking into only that guide because they know that the questions are being asked by the university only from those guides or like that. So they invariably they go through that only. And many of them, luckily they are passing. But as far as knowledge part is concerned, they do not have much knowledge part. That is the main problem which they are facing at the time of the placement also. That's I think. Then our students start learning on their own. No, they are not. Yeah. Whatever we do, all the faculty members are giving them a lot of work, lot of assignments, lot of presentations, so many things are there. And or we are taking a lot of efforts to make the students to learn. But unfortunately, on their own, no university is there, you will be asked to batch. Of course, maybe the 13 batch is much worse than that. And just like today. So I think these 3 points which we have to consider and discuss.
Yeah, what we share basically is where we stand as well as 4 objectives are concerned. Okay? And even putting these 4 objectives into question. Are these our objectives which we should pursue? And we want to pursue these objectives in what order? So I fully appreciate the fact that we don't stand, at a high level in some of these. That's fine. Okay. But then, should we pursue these 4 objectives, and in what order is the question they are putting forward? Yeah, what about the objectives? Any other objective, anything to be deleted from this, anything to be added, anything to be modified, and then the order. I think all of you should take part in this, participate in this.
I think there is no doubt about the objective. I don't think anybody has any doubt about the objective. Okay.
fine. Anybody else?
I'm having one more objective. I mean that we can add. Right now, what's happening in the industrial sector, when the BJP is also right now booming, lots of people are saying we can start a new company and start there. So there are startups which will coming up like anything. So right now in Kerala, RCC, the startup will function only for 3 to 5 years, and it's not functioning after 5 years. They will sell off it. So if we are making some line of thought on based on if we can start a new company of their own, and we could actually make them do that, and it could be added in our curriculum.
Then Shivakumar, the dean of the media, Shivakumar will get field director, lead operations. Dr. Gopakumar, the campus director of Waterloo campus. People there, senior people there, and we have field secretaries later on. Also, I think we can introduce the guests to us.
Yeah. Mr. Binu Abraham is the Kerala head B2C, Godrej Boys Team. And Kinju is known to us, is a 2004 batch. He's also a manager there in Godrej Boys.
2004-06.
Yeah. That's it.
Welcome to all of you. And the also is mentioned somewhere in the slides why exactly are we having this sort of interaction. I'm just being very clear in that now that the industry gets out of here, what exactly are we expecting from the industry in this sort of interaction? This is an annual interaction which we have where for 3 days authors meet and decide the policies for the next year, academic policies for the next year. In this, the pre-land sessions, we have guests from the industry. In the post-land sessions, predominantly amongst us, the academic level here, where we decide our internal policies. In the kind of inputs received from the guests from the industry. And why are we having this? In fact, actually we should have more often during the academic year rather than just at the beginning of the year. Many times we are not able to achieve that basically because of pressure of time. So why are we having this sort of an interaction? This is where we decide the academic policies, basically to get to know from you, from people from the industry, as to whether we are doing over here something relevant to industry or not. Okay? That is issue number one. And then, are we targeting the right competencies which are required by you in the industry? Are we targeting the right attitudes required for effective performance in the industry? And what do you expect as well as students are concerned in terms of what should they do when they join the industry? Okay? What exactly are your expectations? I just put the last 2 points at the bottom basically because while you will be able to articulate very well what exactly we expect of our students, but probably, all of you from the industry may not be aware of the sort of training mechanisms or pedagogical mechanisms by which we can achieve that. But at the same time, if you can also throw some light on that, you will welcome that too. So that's why I put the last 2 points, which are important for us, but then sometimes the industry people say that hey, the way you conduct your examination, the way you conduct your classes, we live to you, but this is what we want out of the students. And putting those two as the last items, are we training them in the right manner or not? and are we testing them also in the right manner? Okay? But then predominantly, our purpose of interaction are the top ones. Are we doing something relevant? And are we training them for the right competencies? And what exactly we expect them to do if they join the university, start in the right direction or not? And the mechanism which we have over here is that some of us will present to you what exactly we plan to do, and then request you to react to that. And then later on, you can come on your own and say that there are many other things which we should do, and then you can tell us that. This is the way we will approach the session today. I don't think we'll come to that. In between, as an internal matter, because Brigadier Ashok Kumar sir, who will give you now, we had a discussion yesterday, even if there's an internal matter, but then you can also react to it. There was something which he shared, and there was also something that I shared. We haven't probably, I couldn't even what he shared, but we haven't yet discussed and resolved the second one. Let me give you the first one. The first one is that begins at the point that probably our students should have a little bit more relaxed sort of atmosphere in the campus. Am I right? Did I articulate correctly or you have somebody who knows it? So that's number one. We seem to be putting probably a lot of pressure on them, and probably not what we can call as meaningful pressure. Okay. Am I right? So that's point number one. Point number two, which I share, is that as far as subject teaching is concerned, I thought probably we should not have more than 3 sessions in a day. That is 3 sessions are 1.5 hours in duration. That's 4.5 hours inside the classroom for subject learning. When I say subject learning, that's what learning is concerned. Subject learning and as a is concerned, our structured curriculum which we have given, other than non-credit courses. Right? Beyond that, we definitely have the evening presentations on contemporary affairs from 7 to 8. That probably we will not think of it. So between the 4.5 hours of classroom sessions on subject matter and the evening presentation, we have some time where I thought probably we can have just 1 session on our non-credit programs, which includes our English teaching, which includes our Gallup, which includes our SOF, etc. etc. Okay. Whether that is feasible or not, we have not resolved that yet. I think probably we will leave that to Dr. Vachi over here to look at the whole calendar, prepare the whole calendar, see whether this is feasible or not. Okay. So before he leaves, if you people have any reactions to both, you can share that. Point number 1, on a little bit more of a relaxed atmosphere inside campus. And point number 2, on lesser number of hours for teaching real subject matter. So the idea was, from my side, the idea was that the students should spend more time outside the classroom rather than inside the classroom. And the point which you shared was that there should be a little bit more of mental, sort of stress relieving our students. Yes, what do you want to say?
Actually, our system of delivery of the course subject is far above the students' standard. The way we are delivering the course, the case methodology we are using, is far above the student. So the student is not clear about the concept first, but we are doing some advanced methodology, making him more knowledge. So what I feel, for example, I will demonstrate like this. Student standard is here, we are teaching here. So we should come down, bring the student again, somewhere we should match and take him out. So without the concept clarity, they cannot sit in front of the interview board and answer the questions of the interview. But we are doing very good, but above the standard of students. So in such case, we need to think and under any circumstances we need to bring the student up. For that, I personally think that we need to come down to some extent and take the hand of the students. We need to pay much attention to the conceptual clarity. Then a person can do the case study. Without having a good knowledge about the concept in the given case study, I think the student is not able to.
Yeah, this is the third point. This is not related to point number 1 and point number 2, which we mentioned, right? Point number 1, which Brigadesh have mentioned, and point number 2, which I mentioned. It's not what you're saying is not related to that, or they're related to.
No, actually, you said less number of teaching hours in the classroom and more outside. So, for giving the conceptual clarity, I feel that we need to have.
Okay, they should be inside the classroom much more.
Yeah, inside classroom.
They are required to be inside the classroom much more. Is that what you want to mention? Okay.
The complaint from the students are like that they are to decide students. The complaint is that two sides.
What do you mean by that?
That is what they have. No, two sides schedule because they are already in the class. They are not able to. So towards that we will be
Okay, two different points. One is one point is that you are spending more time inside a classroom is also a problem. Okay. The number 2 which you are mentioning is that there are periods when students are totally free almost, okay, or totally free from academics. And there are periods when they are into academics a lot. Okay, so that is not an even spread over the year. That's what you mentioned, right?
No, that is true because maybe because of a specific locational issue. Because we are not able to set them out every week or maybe after 10 days. We have to compress the classes maybe for 40 days, finish whatever portions possible. Then we let them out for maybe a week or so. So that is one of the reasons why we are putting a little pressure on them.
So you meant to say that are they having more holidays at the
It's not that. See, one complaint they always tell you is that
There's a pressure.
why? Because Sundays we do classes. We schedule classes on Sundays or even Saturdays. Then naturally this complaint will come. But then we let them out of the campus maybe for about 5 days or 7 days after about 40-45 days. So during this 45 days they are comfortable. And more classes. It is true also, according to me, they will take sufficient time to go through their materials. If you schedule 5 or 6 classes a day, 5 classes a day, I think it should be very difficult for them to read through all their materials.
But 2 years, 3 years, 5 years.
In this vice versa is not vice versa. It's not. Your specialization might have only one subject. So don't call that as vice
I think the point number 1, I think a lot of us share that actually. Yeah, under pressure. Okay. Point number 2, I understand that on the average we are not having classes of on the average. Okay. First year it may be happening, not just on the average, even the standard deviation will be low. First year. The second year probably, I'm talking from the point of view of the students, not from the point of view of the scheduler. The scheduler might schedule 7 classes in a day, but the student would have on the average I can only 4 classes. Okay, right? I'm now talking only from the point of view of the students that on the average, A student would have classes, should have classes only for 3 sessions is my viewpoint. In the first year, it will happen almost evenly as 3 sessions almost every day. When it comes to second year, on the average, they will have 3 classes. On the average, basically because the competition is specializations, some days a student might have 5 classes, another day they might have just 2 classes, etc. Because I am not able. Okay. So there is only on the average. But here, it is not only on the average, because standard deviations is almost approximately. I hope I can get into terms, okay, or the spread is low, okay, the deviations are low, etc. in first. Okay. So we will now debate upon that later on, now that the guests are over here. We will now get back to the business sessions. Okay. And I think probably we have to spend some time more on these 2 issues. Okay. I think point number 1 is that there should be a little bit more of relaxed atmosphere inside the campus. Okay. At the same time, they should be able to do something meaningful and interesting outside. Okay. Not ultimately resorting to telling that nothing to be done over here and let me go and pick my bottle. Okay. That should not be what is happening. In that time, this is why I told yesterday, the group which is leaving, that if I don't have anything to prepare the next day, I better go and drink, okay, the nearest bar. That's what I used to do when I was a student, in SMS society, what I shared with them. Okay, that would also happen. Okay, in terms of time. Okay. So when we say that given a relaxed atmosphere, given very meaningful, simple, interesting tasks to be done, okay, also. So we will debate about that, somewhere at some point of time. I think our own alumnus, your full name is Jude? Yes, Jude would like to share something.
Getting all these things, the pressure putting on the student time. Speaking about my college years, that time we have the classroom sessions. Moreover than the classroom sessions, what we learn mostly from the activities what we are done here. At that time, the club activities that was not in the full function, and we only started the marketing class. And actually, we conducted a lot of product launches. We only went to competitions every week, go and do these activities, take out the camera and shoot an advertisement, present in front of us. We launched the t-shirt. That time, Mr. Wama was here. Told that, no, I will not allow to simply launch the t-shirt here. You have to present in that professional way. So we made the advertisement. Even though we don't know what is the advertisement is, how to do. But with the little knowledge we are having, we made the advertisement, and that was the hit at that time. That is the way we engaged our free time inside the campus, and that helped me a lot in later in my work life also.
Okay. So what was the message?
Yes, because I want to feel that instead of putting a lot of time in the classroom and teaching them these theories, let them learn by doing some of the activities where they have to implement these things, what they are learning from the classroom. By doing some small activities, what is happening in the real world, or what kind of activities is going in the market or in the industry, small things. Also focus on these some of the comments coming in the TVs or the newspapers. Then to replicate in the cameras or with their own way.
Thank you for that. He's also shared the ethos which we had probably some years back. And maybe there are things which are happening in the environment, which are happening in the student population over here. Okay. But then I think we have to acknowledge that particular fact also. There is a different sort of ethos which people appreciate, students appreciate. Okay. Some years back, okay, in the campus, and probably the students are reacting to that. If I understand correctly, you are reacting to a lot of positive feelings about the days which you spend, even though. So, that also we are acknowledging and we are moving forward. Okay? Not completely, telling that at the end of history and that we are starting a fresh everything again. Okay? The history has got some, impact on us. Our alumni are also looking forward to. Okay? the relevance of that history in the context. So that way I will stop this discussion because I want to have that a quick reaction from all of you on point number one, which you mentioned, the pressure on the students, and the second point that I mentioned in terms of lesser number of classroom hours, on which only the contra point that actually we require more number of hours inside the classroom is another big point, which is expressed. We come to that at a later point in time. Okay? So you want to say something?
These two things, we can discuss separately.
Yeah, right. The other they are here.
So whatever we can, extract out of these people, let us do it.
Correct.
And
Yeah, so we move forward to our session, and then as per our schedule, Ajit, what exactly do we have? Can you just speak about what exactly will happen so that the guests are very clear about how to respond to that? Yeah. Okay, thank you, sir. I request all of you, the background just to come to the front and occupy the seats. So I understand that we are going to have one presentation today morning, and that is going to be by Deepti Shankar. Okay? So Deepti Shankar is going to present on this subject. So Deepti, can you introduce yourself and then introduce the paper which you are giving a presentation on, and let me also put the expectations very clearly so that there's no confusion. Okay, these are actually for internal construction, but I would just explain this also so that we'll be very clear about what exactly we are going to present. Okay. What we would like to do is straight away present to the industry people what exactly are we delivering. In the sense that, okay, what is the product which you are going to build? Because we are going to talk about market. What? Integrated marketing communications, IMC, which is basically advertising and communication. So she's going to talk about that. What I suggest is that, first of all, tell them about after this particular course, what would the student be able to do? Because that is what probably you would be interested in. Okay? Tell them that first of all. Okay? That's the most important thing. Secondly, how exactly are we training them for that? Okay? And thirdly, whatever they would like to get to know from you, they will ask you. Right? Is that fine? Okay. Right. Again,
Myself, Chandra, and I was handling integrated marketing communications for 2020. My degree is marketing and finance. And last year I was allotted to this paper, that is Integrated Marketing Communications. And this year I will be handling the same paper for PGM 13. So this is actually the course plan which I handled for MBA 12. And so, So this is about the course that this course actually introduces to students an integrated marketing communication concept. And at the end of the course, the students will be able to understand what is actually the relevance of this studying this particular course, that is integrated marketing communications, understand the elements of promotion mix, and what are the components, that is when they are joining advertising agency or when they are joining advertising industry. So what will be the major components they have to concentrate while creating everything for the purpose of advertising agency, and understand how to write a script for radio and television. So they are creating advertising for a television or for a radio, for any print media. What are the components they need to concentrate on that, and what is actually the role of an advertising agency, and understand the legal and ethical aspects in advertising. That is actually the concept related to that is legal and ethical aspects in advertising. So these are the various sessions. Let's see the first session, talking the introduction to the course, where the concepts will be delivered to the students. That is discussion on the relevance of integration marketing communication. Actually, what is the purpose of studying the course, and at the end of the course, what they will be able to do. So that will be the first session, that is understand promotions as an element of marketing and what is the relevance of items. So our lecture will be delivered and the video will be shown, and then it can be either related to advertising.
Did I miss something? Is it for PGDM or MBA?
This was for PGDM, sorry, this was for MBA, and the next year I am planning to do it for PGDM.
Next year.
This academic. That is the course science.
So you are handling this for both PGDM as well as
Only for PGDM this year.
only for PGDM. So this is a PGDM course design session.
Yes. Actually, I did this for MBA also.
Just for the information of the industry. Yes, we have two programs over here. One is MBA and postgraduate diploma in management. Second one is the MBA program. The MBA program is affiliated to Mahatma Gandhi University, and the PGDM postgraduate diploma is our own curriculum. And we give a diploma at the end, which is equivalent to the MBA. In other words, if both of them want to join for a PhD program in a university, both are eligible. Because it is recognized by the association with the universities as equivalent to the MBA program. So she is presenting this design for the postgraduate diploma program, which is our own curriculum, which means that we have a lot more flexibility in this particular curriculum to make it relevant for the industry.
In the second session, that is, students will be able to identify the various integrated marketing communication tools and identify the most effective tool. So to test or to ensure that the students are reached that, they will be divided into different groups and they will be asked to select any brand of their choice and identify the various integrated communication tools and identify the most effective tool. That is, they can take any brand as an example, and according to their perspective, what they feel is the most effective tool as far as the marketing communication is concerned, whether it is advertising or sales promotion or direct marketing. So they can take any brand as an example and give us the exercise. And the fourth session will be to complement the IMC and various steps in planning an IMC program. That is, actually, when you are joining an advertising company while developing advertising or sales promotion or developing an IMC plan, what are the steps normally followed by the company and how it is actually implemented in that particular firm. So, students will be able to evaluate an IMC plan of the company. So, first for that, theoretical thing will be delivered to them, and after that, the same procedure. That is, you can choose a company and identify what the steps normally they follow. So, whether it is very theoretically and practically it is matched or not. And to analyze whether the IMC of the brand is given. For that, I have given you a case study on Spanish brand, and the students will be able to analyze whether the IMC of the brand is given. Every time they will be updating the IMC plan, that is advertisements will be there or more sales promotion activities will be there. So taking Tanishq as an example is planned. Then to understand the various components of the marketing strategy, your competitive advantage and how markets can be segmented. Students will be able to identify a firm's area of competitive advantage and basis of segmentation. That is based on the IMC plan, which will be their most comfortable area. That is for certain companies, advertisements and TV commercials will be more competitive rather than in other media. So the students will be able to identify each firm's competitive area based on the IMC plan. That is Tanishq is there, whether they are advertising in television is more often rather than in any other media. What is the role of social media? Then to understand how differentiation and positioning can be created for a product is through advertising or through this IMC plan. That is the company's for an advertisement or switch promotion or whatever promotion is the company's following, how they are able to position and differentiate their own product among the minds of the consumers. And for that, we can take step of our education. And next is to complement marketing position. That is to understand the decision made to product price and distribution, how to interpret promotion position. That is how these marketing tools, what the stories of marketing are actually having impact and information to that IMC plan. Then it is related to consumer behavior and product aspect of the business. This is actually a really advertising and trade promotion. That is the advantage how the company is the communication of it. That is the reason the company advertises sometimes it is inform the consumers, persuade the consumers, remind the consumers. So what is the objective of the company is taking and how they are actually matching to the real advertisements. And this is regarding creativity, that is how a creativity will be prepared. And in this, students are asked to prepare a creativity based on any one approach. There are different approaches are there for the different companies. So they can take any example and see how the creativity is prepared and what are the elements normally the companies include in creating that particular thing. Next, to comprehend the important creative elements that goes into that and ad, and actually what is the impact it is creating among the consumers. And next is able to understand and creative medium and identify the various elements of it. Then the role of advertising agency. In this, the students are asked to read the article on top 10 agencies and select an ad agency of their choice and identify the best 5 ads of that particular agency. Identify what are the functions of that particular ad agency. So they are asked to identify any ad agency of their choice and the first best ads that agency has been created. There is the role of public relations. There is the concept of online communication tools. That is, the companies are more concentrated on online. How we are making feedback or to promote their products. So, what is the role of online communication? And the impact of consumer generated ads. This is actually a recent trend in advertising and sales promotion. That is, consumers themselves get a celebrity ads. That is, they are advertising their products. Examples of British Airways and all. So, for that, students were asked to identify the consumers and transfer the brand of their own choice.
See, this is a very broad level related communication, marketing course. But if you just take what exactly our students are going to do when they join as junior level executives in various organizations, they are definitely not going to create a branding strategy or advertising strategy. Instead, while this is all fine, what probably they would require is a little bit of help on how to create a local advertisement. For example, let's say you work with a financial services company and you are a small district like Bangalore, how this integrated marketing communication at this level will operate? How to create databases? How to generate databases? You know, what sort of local not ad agency per se. How you can do that? How you can communicate? If you can also add a small module, that is going to be more relevant to you once you start working.
That is sending the students to the real field.
At the lower level, not to the ad agency.
Okay.
Okay, this is okay for a student who joins an advertising company. This is correct. But most of them don't join. So they join companies like, any company, like you already know, in which case it is joined as a sales executive. And he has to generate these marketing leads or sales leads. How does he do that? And the worst part is when you test them, the students, they are good too. When we do the mock interviews, we ask them, suppose you join this company, how to generate business, right? And they will say all these broad level objectives, create a brand, advertise, which no company does. So I think you need to add a small module or whatever you feel like and focus them.
I have a few observations. One is almost common to what my just said. It's when you are teaching on this mainly A&SP or integrated marketing communications, whatever be the languages, the area should not be only cornered to the advertising agencies, because most of the organizations, they themselves are having their own marketing department, is being supported by an A&SP team. So that is a normal function of any organization. So the creative part, the branding guidelines, all those things, most probably on those lines being supported by a professional agency. But inside the organization itself, they have a very clear-cut department called A&SP team or whatever nomenclature they normally call it. So as a beginner, people should think to promote the product in definitely it has to reach the minds of the customer. So these people should give the ideas to the external agency what sort of communication I need. And again, when we are thinking of IMCs, normally the freshers or everybody's first choice is normally the electronic and second is the print. And all the organization doesn't want it, because that idea is already there for years together. As and when the TV comes or the electronic media comes, people's first choice is always TV. And again, the print is another 100 years beyond. So, but every organization is looking for what you can contribute beyond print and otherwise, when we are also sitting for discussions, our bosses will tell you tell me 3 points other than print and electronic. So then only so there it started, really speaking. And there the role of this BTL, OIH, OITL, good amount of other activities are coming into play. And again, at the same time, this creative part and all, it's to some extent, it's the role of the creative people. Or people have some inborn talents, is some creativity. So, and again, I am not expecting all this particular management professional can contribute much into that particular area. But at the same time, a professional is representing an organization who are supposed to sell either a product or service has to have some idea who is my TG and how to reach my TG without wasting much of your money. Definitely, almost 30 to 40% of the money will be wasted in all these activities. But at least around 55 to 60% of the money what I am spending should come back as some result, either the reach communication to the TG or gain some business volume, at least in the near future or at least in the long term run. So there we need to educate our students to think on those lines. How to do things differently. But I think the particular broad categorization of the IMC. So that I think that we need to incorporate that, because when you are teaching also you should give options other than print and electronic. So that may be one of that you can consider. Then another thing, we are talking about this differentiation and position. Okay. So the differentiation is normally comes with the product or the service. Because definitely differentiation cannot be played only by the agency or the marketing team, or that has to be developed by normally by the product. For example, AirAsia. So the concept is being developed by the product. Then how to effectively communicate that to the public is the role of the air experts. So the differentiation has to come from the product team, but at the same time, the marketing team should be, they can't claim any differentiation which is not with the product. That means we need to align maximum sincerity to the product. We can't claim something very different to the public, and the public is coming and they are feeling that there is no much of differentiation in the product and they feel like cheated. So that can have a boomerang effect. So the differentiation we should not, differentiation communication can be possible, but the product differentiation has to come from the product team, and that energy has to be proliferated further by the marketing to the public. Because if these are two products, and I am representing this product and I am representing the end team of this particular product, I am claiming that this product is much superior than this product and without any much of a physical change, then it can have a boomerang effect. So differentiation to a certain extent only marketing and communication team should play. That also it should be, it has to come from the product. Then it has to be elevated by the marketing. Then another thing can be like on the packaging part. Packaging, design, creatives, all those things also can be a part of this branding exercise, because now it plays a major role. Even this differentiation in packaging normally plays. Yeah, so that means that also can be a part of it, including that other 4 P's, including, but there the communication team plays a, if we are looking at the particular covers of this chocolates or biscuits and all, people are playing like anything with these things. So that is a newer trend. Earlier also it was there, now it is much more. Then another, your viral marketing area was very limited. So, but I think now even the marketing budget, when companies are setting their marketing budgets and all, at least now the trend is like around 35% they are now earmarking for viral. And at least in another 5 years down the line, it can be even more than 50, or there will be a stage where the print and electronic media, electronic, as my understanding is only TV also. This viral is not a part of electronic, it is purely viral. So viral is Twitter, Facebook, even this positioning, then all the social media things can be. And again in viral there are a good amount of disciplines also need to be made. And again companies are, few of the companies are afraid of viral. So these things need to be taught very practically. For example, good amount of people are using this Facebook and all, like I am talking about customers, to catch hold of this company. So there, and again companies are also having good amount of monitoring sessions, how to glorify their pages. So these are all the places that professionals can play a role. So that also can, viral can have more, should have more impact. Then another area is our analysis of the results. For example, when we are doing some activity, so do we have any quantified mechanisms to that also needs to be, because for example, especially when we are observing on the young generation, they are full of activities, but they are forgetting about the results of the activities. They will just throw something into the market and just coming back. But the top management is more interested on the results. Okay, initially they may be fascinated with the activities, but next another 60 days they will come and ask you, what is the gain, what is my gain, or what is our organization's benefit. It should be a cost benefit analysis. So there should teach students good amount of analysis tools to gauge the results of each and every activity, whatever small or whatever big activities are. So there are some proven tools are there. So those also be a part of it, because then only people can perform. Suppose if they are being also asked, either interviewed or even when we are appointed in some particular levels, So people should have this what you call backup capacity. See, I have done this and this is the result. So this is my cost and this is my benefit. So something like that also used to be a part of it. So that is all my observation.
This question is for friends who are specializing in advertising or for general trade, all the business. Okay. After seeing all these comments, what I understood that those who are really interested in advertising will go for this one. And the other persons who are the marketing students, they were thinking, okay, this is an ad subject. My area is tourism. I am looking for the sales, or I am looking for some other concept. They will not give it. So you have to make something, make these students understood that the importance of these products. Because now the current trend is that the industry is looking for the person who is not the importance of all the functions. The finance person should understand how the marketing is important to the company. The marketing person should understand how the finance function, the HR function is working. All these things should be, it's also an integrated thing. Like earlier stage, it was a different thing. The marketing person is looking to all the marketing activities, the finance person looking to all the finance. His role as a person. Now it is, there is no specialization in the industry. Everybody should learn about what the things, these later things. So the sales person should understand that why should I learn this thing? Why should I be aware about this marketing? Then only I can perform these all these things in my context. So just let that these are the things help how it will help you in his career. So include that kind of thing so that he also make interested in studying these functions of the ILC process. And
actually, marketing, we have 4 options. That is, digital marketing, services marketing, and sales and students will be opting one of the So those who are interested in communication or advertising, they will be getting ILC as an option. They have either a male or money.
The second thing is that what we told that the cost-effective advertisement for what are the IMC or something like that. The companies are looking for, other than the print and television, what are the things you are going to do. If a student coming from a campus asks that, what is the right of an advertisement in the newspaper, or what is the right of an advertisement in a print, or what is the size of that advertisement? Nobody is able to answer that one because they were not taught that line. They were taught what is advertisement. This is an advertisement. This is a creative thing. What is coming? That this is all the colors. This is the character. This is a storyboard. All these things there. But what is the cost of this one? Why should we make this one? And all the things is they are not simply not aware of this one. Even they don't know what are the materials using. They are making some of the outdoor coding. They just maybe that it's a finance, what is the cost of that, what is the square feet rate. These kind of things they are not aware because people require that these kind of knowledge are expecting from the students who are joining in the company because they are not even taken into the higher levels of thinking at tomorrow I am launching a new product to make the IFC for that complete thing. They are knowing that there are persons who are in the company for doing that. But those who are joining the special level is that execute this. To execute these level activities, they have to understand what the activities happening in their role in the company. So it will be better if you can accommodate that kind of activities or that kind of knowledge within learning.
So just add on what is doing is specifics. Specifics. That is what our students lack. And if you look at you have a certain I'm talking from the recruiter's perspective. So what they ask is typically, for example, if you are joining an ASL kind of a company, very company, and they are looking at marketing communication from the local level. They are all what type of things. If we can teach them these kinds of specific, like ads and where what is the size, what how do you measure quality inside the paper and all that. That will come into play. And then our advice will be much above and very long-term balance. Where everything, doing all this, but not this.
For more activity-based teaching,
But I don't know how we will actually get that into the curriculum. Well, I don't have an answer. But then this is what everybody wants. Industry wants that. I'm sure Anirudh also wants to interact with it. And our voice will be miles apart. We can do this.
Yeah, I think we have to brainstorm on the sort of pedagogical methods.
Exactly.
Maybe some small projects, etc. outside. Okay? Why we should be sort of grassroots knowledge and awareness on marketing practices that would be developed. There is also actually some commonality between what Inju said and then what you started with, right? Okay, because when you're looking forward to probably working in sales and such area, maybe only a minority of students probably. I don't know whether when a minority joins advertising companies or advertising related departments and divisions in real companies, like Bubble Invoices, etc. Even there, this will be probably relevant because when you are having liaison with the advertising agency, probably this goes well. The advertising agency, again, probably from whose point of view are you looking at? Also, probably have to be clear. You have the account executives in ad companies, so their basic job is coordination actually between the client company and the advertising company. While they may not be doing many of these things themselves, they will get all of these things done by advertising. They just coordinate. They become a communicator between the agency and the client. Am I right? Right. Because I'm away from marketing field and marketing practices, so I may not really know many of the things. Okay. So we'll come back to other than who else is teaching a marketing subject over here? Elizabeth. Elizabeth, what are you going to teach this year? What subject?
Sir, I'm retail management.
Retail management. This is called the MBA or the PGDA? Okay.
Retail for MBA.
Retail for MBA and services marketing. PGDA. Anybody else who will teach a marketing subject? Yes, Pramod. Four marketing. Yeah. The fundamental marketing subject for the MBA program and in marketing institution. No, I'm talking about this year's subject allocation. In this year's subject allocation, is there any he's not here now.
He's not here.
Yeah, right. That is another very important. Yeah, right.
Then one Anuj Verma will be joining. We are doing a retail business.
Retail. Along with. Yeah, right. So there are these other subjects also on which probably presentations are not ready. I don't know.
Presentation
On the subject?
on retail management.
On retail management, but we are not ready today. Okay, fine. So we have subjects retail management, we have services marketing. We have a fundamental marketing subject which is normally taught in the first year.
We have digital marketing.
We have digital marketing also. This year is again allocated to
It's
something.
allocated in the next semester.
That is the next semester.
So we have only the first half.
Yeah,
Only the first half subjects. The first half, these are the subjects which are going to be taught. Okay, that's fine. Okay. Now, when somebody joins with an MBA, in the organization, the most level, what exactly does he do? And are you happy with the sort of people who you are getting? Now, before that, let me ask something.
I don't know whether you recruit non-MBAs also, like BComs and BBAs, etc., etc.
Currently, we are recruiting MBS and MBS only.
Only MBAs?
Only MBS.
Okay. So then my question number one is not
MBAs or BTECs. BTECs without MBA also we are taking, but either BTEC or MBA. That is entry level.
Okay, BTEC is what are the jobs?
No, most of the jobs may be to some extent common also. Because to a great extent our company is an engineering company.
Right.
So, but few of the product unit doesn't have that much of technicalities. So there we are using the management professionals, and for the product it involves technicality. We prefer to have a BTEC with MBA, but in some cases we will compromising with only with BTEC. So that is the standard of recruitment as of now.
Okay. So in which case I think there is a scope for a slightly embarrassing question. Okay. Do you find that MBAs are slightly better than the BTECs, or if you have a freedom to take only BTECs, do you say that you want only BTECs actually? They can learn market on their own. What would be your approach?
The thing is like whether it is BTEC or MBA, because definitely we lack that what you call that finishing school touch. For example, almost 6 to 8 months we are investing on that particular person to groom or shape as per our requirement. Even though our requirement is not like customized. Generally GNP's requirement is more sort of a common requirement. But still at the same time we are investing almost 8 months time to shape them as per our requirement. That means that finishing touch is missing from most of the B schools.
Even from MBAs.
Even from MBAs, definitely.
Yeah, so it's not only BTECs, but MBAs that's
that.
No, this finishing touch, probably we can divide into two categories. Category number one is you expect certain marketing knowledge, certain marketing wisdom. Independent of my company's actual business, my products, etc., etc. Independent of that, we expect that from students. Okay. Number two is, naturally they may not be very much aware of your products and your markets, etc. Some general knowledge which you would have gathered from business magazines and all that. Right? Keeping aside the second part, your in-company, very particular type of knowledge which they have to have. Origin, you have to definitely have your own training. But were you talking actually about that general marketing awareness, knowledge, etc.?
My point is slightly different. Because I'm not talking about the product knowledge or even the market knowledge. All those things we will provide. But some basic discipline in the sense, for example, earlier also I want to put one point when it is coming to the question of our students are too tight, okay, on the period. So there, now in our terms we call it as a work-life balance. Okay, here it is maybe probably a particular study leisure balance or something like that. So there, when people are giving some assignments, so normally we also know that when freshers come, they are freshers only. We will not load with too much of assignments. We will give smaller tasks. Then the task become bigger. Then the time will be limited. Then tasks will be multitasking. Then again time will be limited. Then some other. So the pressure will keep on adding, but with a reasonable time. But when even at the first point, when the simplest of the simpler task was given, so the students' seriousness on achieving that objective. And again, at that time, I am coming back on the process, analyzing the result. So they are initially having an enthusiasm on doing the project. But because when somebody is asked to play a game, all the 90 minutes they can run around the field and passing the balls. But ultimately, who is the winner? The man or the team who shot the goal is the winner. So, is that people are having the capacity to show the goal or even give the right passes. So, and again, suppose once the game is over, are we analyzing what went wrong or what if I do better so that next time I will not fail? That type of thinking, I think probably it may be because of the generation or probably maybe because of the teaching styles. And again, when we are people or students are coming from these schools, normally their level in the sense the case studies and the activities, they are often slightly on the higher cases. And again, exemplary cases were what we call Coca-Cola bottle whipped. So that may be one case thrown. But even the small villages also, we have opportunity to sell smaller products in smaller ways, different ways, like what Pasamatam does, what like Muthoot does. So how they are catching the small catchment area people. So these type of things they are missing. So they are again what you are looking for. Somewhere they are getting an opportunity to somebody having a fountain Pepsi and ask them how I should market, so I can bottle it. So that opportunity will normally hardly comes across to almost all hours. So with that kind of inputs they are coming into. But at the same time they are getting very plain, simple tasks. So these tasks they are unable to fulfill in a very simple way, because they may be knowing some other theoretical methods, but at the same time, see, suppose if I am giving an assignment, you go to this particular person, ask for this thing and come back. So either they will be initially disappointed, why I got such a small simple task. But still with great difficulty he will do that. But when he comes back, I may ask another 5 questions. So what the thrust of the 4 questions, he doesn't have any answers. So that means he is either he is like with some hose, he is just going and hitting that particular point and coming back, or he is disappointed with the task what he is got in the first point. So that means the people should understand they have to know how to finish it beautifully. Even you don't need to teach them big tasks. Normally, nobody will give any big tasks to any of the beginners. But there are people will appreciate if suppose if I am giving some small task, they will come finish it beautifully. Then I can have more belief in that person to assign him more responsibilities, big tasks, multitask. Then we will identify this person as a better person among the lot. So that quality most of the beginners doesn't have. Or otherwise the quality is there as an inborn talent. So that is always separate. But as a group, otherwise as a DC match product, all the DC match people are having that quality means we can identify that organization as a group. Suppose if I am having 10 people with me, and out of the 10 people, 4 are from DC match and 6 are from other 6 people. And all the 4 are performing almost on the particular, as he said, on the standard deviation, not much of a SD. So then I can rate that organization also. So there is something different is happening in the organization. So you need to teach them that particular skill also. When because people are not rating them in doing the biggest of the biggest tasks. They will rate you how beautifully you are doing the smallest of the small tasks. So that you need to inculcate that culture. So when we are giving some smaller tasks, how to do it beautifully with all the informations, all the relevant informations or the supporting informations. So that, and again, definitely failures. You need to face failures also, because failures we can't hide from the failures. And suppose if and failures also can't happen again and again with the same reasons. So these are all the smaller things only. But normally these things will not get taught by the institutions. Normally we teach them. So I think by doing this type of teachings in organization, we can save at least 3-4 months time. So that is one of the points which I want to.
So I think, in fact, in this particular program, postgraduate diploma in management, we have a lot of freedom to experiment with all things. A lot of commonality what we do said and what he's talking about. In terms of coming to the grassroots, doing something in completeness, completely, and also analyzing the results. And the results could be positive, negative. It could be failure, it could be successful. but then analyzing it so that you learn from that, etc. Need, I understand broadly, there's a need for this particular course to come down from, and if you put at a high pedestal, you put a course at a high pedestal, can you bring it down to the grassroots level in it? So, the general sort of approach is coming out.
Yes, preparation. Maybe it is redundant, but I was just watching your good reply to the question. Then we were talking about two types of newcomers or professionals. One is engineers, one is MBAs. And you said you are taking both the groups.
Right.
And your observation, whether in that observation is there any differentiation between these two groups or all are the same?
No, so far we have come across, because I can't, because definitely also, I can't segregate between MBAs are bad or engineers are good or vice versa. But as a group of 10, I can spot 2. That spot 2 may be one from BTech and one from MBA. But that spotting is currently happening based on the individual capacity. What I want this group to form is, instead of that individual capacity, if I can segregate like this is a DC material, and this, so I can expect. So if that kind of culture can be inculcated from this organization, that can be a signature for this organization.
So the educational organization.
For example, for example, I myself can narrate one of the examples. We are attending a conference in Bangalore. It's a group of 30 people. So out of that 30 people, around 12 people present. And only one presentation people noticed. And he's the junior most in the group. And again, after that only people started introducing. And that particular person is from IIM Ranchi. IIM Ranchi. Okay. He is hardly 23, 22. Then similar incident happened after quite a few days in another location. Again, 2 presentations noticed. They are also from the similar IIM background. So that means that brand is correct. Irrespective of the individual, that brand is correct. So if we can also create some brand level, because definitely everybody knows that that is a separate breed. That kind of breed can be cultivated in all the farmhouses. Okay, the raw material may be different at the initial stage, but at this, I am not expecting everybody to be like I am. But at the same time, one organization, your organization, can be better than another 40 organizations from Kerala. We don't need to benchmark with IIM or other B-schools, but still, you can have enough and more benchmarks or enough and more parallel or equal, better or similar organizations in South India. So there itself, you can easily stand out by doing some smaller corrections. That is what I want, because definitely sparks are there and the individual capacities may differ. But at the same time, with the individual capacity difference also, if you have a group of around 50, of an average 50, above 50, then you can shape them almost in a uniform output level. Now too, people are surviving based on their individual intellectual capacity. That as an institution you can change. That is what I want to.
I think it's very interesting. And the point of the story is that it doesn't matter whether you are BTech, doesn't matter whether you are an MBA, doesn't matter whether you are an MBA from which institute. Generally, probably all of us students are going and probably doing a lot of talking, and then using high-level jargon, etc. But when it comes to nitty-gritties of doing that, no institution is able to say that our students do it in a slightly different manner. Okay, and also understand the reality much better. That none of us are able to claim now. Can we move in a particular direction or not? This is sort of issue which is very, very raised. Would you like to say something on this in terms of
looking at the new students who are joining at the junior most level. Okay. Now that you have been in the industry for the last 8 years, 7 years, in the industry for the last 7 years, okay, right? You would have seen a lot of juniors coming and joining you, your organization, so wherever you work, somewhere else there you.
What is the reason for 1 year? Then put to the
Okay, fine. Are you happy with the students who are joining or not? If you're not happy, tell us why.
but I don't think so.
Are you happy with the sort of students who are joining at the junior most level? Now that you are 7 years elder to most of the students, you can definitely take an assessment of people who are joining at the junior most level. Are you happy with them or not? If you are not happy, what exactly is it?
Students who are joining the junior level, what I can see the same thing when I also joined in the organization. Expectations. We all coming out of the schools with a lot of expectations because we all thought about these high-level theories, high-level case studies. We for the last 2 years we were in the different field. We have seen that only the rosy pictures of the corporate world, how the brand management is done the top level, how the advertising plan is there, how the sales promotional activities. But the reality is different from what we are seeing in the schools. So initial level, when we ask a question, do a simple one like what we thought, feel that this is the thing. Nowhere I studied this thing. This is the thing what I am going to do here. Where is the other thing what I learned from the schools, when it is going to happen, all the things is there. So he may feel some reluctance in doing the thing of what is supposed to do in that. But some students, even we also that in the course only, I also molded into that schedule. Okay, this is my role. I have a lot of things to do that because so far people are doing the things in this way, but I have seen a lot of other ways for doing the same thing. So I personally go for that way and enjoy my life. That is the thing what we are expecting the students who are enjoying it. How to enjoy the work. We don't want the people to come and copy the work what we are doing there. Because that we are already done. Don't want to see that we know what is the result going to happen with that. We want the same work to do in a different way from the person who is coming there. And surprisingly, only I think 20-30% people are doing it. Because other people are coming that they are doing so what to do, how to do. We know that you go there and get it done. And if we are not doing that, we have the backup plans for that. We want them to experiment in their own way to get that result. We want that initiative from the people because we have the other backup plans to get that result. But regularly, 30% people are going for that type of initiative. They are at that time they may be because of the fear of something that is pulling them back to do all these things. If the result will not come, what will be the future of my career? What will the boss think about me? All these kind of thinking may be pulling the student doing it. But if you teach them that this is the thing what industry is looking for, you go and do it in a different way and prove that this way also the result will come there. Don't worry about the results because the persons who are assigning the task, they have that backup plan for getting the result. So we want that type of courageousness or boldness of the students who are joining.
You expect a lot of initiative to come from the students.
Along with this initiative, you find an attitude in the program also. Yes. So initiative and attitude. If these are there, then they will be able to execute their work.
At this point, are there questions to the guests from others?
Yeah, I would like to ask a question to Mr. Kinshuma who is alumni. See, you were here in 2006, 2008. 2006 class. So at that time, the infrastructure was much less and the facilities were much less and even the faculty members were much less. But here in afterwards, so many people have joined and so many things have happened. So many changes have happened. So, according to you, you know at that time this was within that limitations, within that constraints. You had both the academics as well as the extra academic activities. And do you really feel that these extra academic activities through which you have gone here have helped you at all?
Definitely.
Definitely, isn't it? So here, the problem which we are right now facing is something else. We are also concentrating on academic activities and then we do this rigorous activities here every year and we make modifications, changes, and we try to imbibe what the industry wants, everything we do. But in spite of that, as Jayendra said, that our proper attitude, the positive attitude towards capturing certain things, it's not common. No, I'm not talking about the old. Now, we are living in they are lacking in such things. They have so many interests, but they are lacking in so many other things. The first thing is the positive attitude. See, maybe because of that, our placement side is facing difficulty. They are taking a lot of efforts to put them into, put the students into different slots or different companies. But many of them are avoiding. The moment they hear that it is the same stuff, the maybe service marketing, they are avoiding that. They say that no, we don't want that. They need some target and that. So how the industry people will be able to help us in developing this particular positive attitude to our students?
So you were telling about you were doing a lot of things or activities to making the students engage in these channels. I want to know from where this initiative for the activity is done. Is it from your side or the students' side? Because on my side, all the activities were initiated from our side.
From students,
yeah. We started all the clubs, we started the luminance, all the things we only initiated. And we initiated, we discussed among ourselves and we promoted with faculty, we are this on the plan. Certainly they supported that. You go ahead, whatever you want, do it there. That support actually helped us in the workplace also. Because I know all of my colleagues who are working in different fields, all of them, the capabilities, wow, they're from that. Moreover than from these classroom sessions, we were hardly very limited classroom sessions. I know we were famous that 1 or 2 sessions in a day only. Most of the time we played free and he engaged in all these kind of activities. The evening presentations, the same time or the 7 to 8, the economic presentations. That also helped because when that time our seniors were presenting in a presentation typical PowerPoint presentation with some kind of the things, and one day we changed that, or we put a video into that. That was the first time the video was introduced into the PowerPoint presentation. We simply switch off the light and what people are reading, what is coming with that, then shown a video advertisement with that, and that the style of the presentation from that year onwards. Then there was a lot of videos, a lot of different kind of presentation style was also changed. Every bedroom is presenting with some video or some kind of animations or some kind of other activities, some walkways, everything has changed. So the initiative coming from the student side, they will learn it better, they will not forget in their life. But if we plan the thing that you come and do this activity, I'm sure that nothing will happen.
I think interesting suggestion that the initiative idea should be generated from the students rather than our coming out with ideas and suggestions. Isn't it your batch which sold some CDs or something like that?
Yes.
On a large scale,
yes.
Made some profit also out of it.
Yes, we went to the different schools in the Kerala and initially the first thing we got opportunity to solve the college. The first semester itself, that break, we were assigned to make a presentation about the college, about the research in the different colleges in the Kerala. We made a presentation. That was the first experience for us to present the group of audience, different audience, And we told about it, we don't know what to tell anything, but we told about the college, the career, the MBA, how should be an MBA, that MBA, what is the value of the course, and all the things.
Yeah, I think I'll share some couple of things about this particular batch. Now, in the interview and the group discussion, especially in the interview, we asked one very critical question. Okay. Can you narrate something which is organized, okay, somewhere, either in your college or outside? Okay. And we gave a lot of weightage, very high weightage, for people who did something, okay, not just who can talk. Whoever did something, we gave a lot of weightage. So, as a result, for 2004-06, we got people who are good in organizing, anything. Okay, so that was one good thing. We didn't look at the academic credentials that much, as much as their ability to do things. So that was one difference which we made at the selections. Number two, the one which we talked about, there was some sort of a distributor or makers of some CD, education CD, who came and told the students that we would like to sell the CD through you. So they formed almost an organization, right, with a hierarchical structure. There was a CEO. Yes, who was the CEO? John, who did not complete the course in time.
He completed. Now he is running a.
No, he did not complete the time. You remember, he had a problem and then there was a 1 year delay in his completing the course. Okay, he was a CEO for selling those CDs. They elected him as CEO.
Surprisingly, he is running a construction company in Trivandrum.
I see. Okay. You should invite him.
He completed his 4th project. He completed his 4th project also.
Okay. And he was about to be thrown out of this institute because he didn't have proper qualifications. Okay. So I would definitely claim some responsibility for retaining him over here. Okay. Because he had so much talent, I didn't want to lose him actually. Irrespective of his qualifications and all that. And while he was over here, he completed his graduation. And hence, while technically we put him in a subsequent batch and pushed him out. That's what we did. You remember that? Right? And the thing which we talked about in terms of going to colleges and making presentations. What we did was, at the end of first semester or something like that, we formed groups of people. And they were supposed to go and make presentations about DCS math in the local colleges in their locality. Okay, so we formed the groups as per the students who come from similar localities. And I would even say one observation which these people made when they came back. They came back and you remember, you narrated your experiences of having visited the colleges in the auditorium over here. In one of the narrations, they said that when they made the presentations inside the college, where they themselves studied earlier, the teachers and the students said, if this is the sort of change, which we are seeing as students who join DCS Math, we definitely send our students to DCS Math. Was a sort of opinion because it was only 6 months, and the college students and the college teachers, they never expected these people to come and make such a presentation, right? That is a positive comment, about them. And a lot of their, I think, batchmates are in very good positions, am I right? Okay. And they also, of course, bothered with me about it, right? And there was, they organized this strike almost against me, okay, because of an action which I took, okay, a decision which I took. They went on a strike, and there was a transition period when I was leaving and Professor Verma was taking over. So Professor Verma ultimately managed to patch it up, okay, and then he took over. That irrespective of that quarrel, I think we still, a whole lot of students are in touch with me. And we used to have classes late into the night. To learn talk, etc. This might be the fact that they don't know, even now probably they don't know, but that sort of practice is there. Are there other questions to them? Otherwise, I'm inserting a couple of my questions to a later stage. If you have any questions, Pramod, Elizabeth, or anybody else, you have some questions to Now, a guest from the industry, let's ask them.
When you're talking about knowledge gap, when you're talking about what you learn here and what you expect when you join the organization, what learning, what are the different things that you expect from them? If we example, as I tell you, my experience when I'm working, I do have to go to the company and they do not do it. They keep the Excel and some calculations and all that. So what are the different things that you expect from them?
Our expectations are very simple and very straight out. Our expectation is like critical, whether from a graduate or even from a graduate with management background. So this they have to manage things better. Was not did this course. Suppose I am giving same time in a proposal to people, where one person has completed the course and another person has not completed the course. This person should do a better job. And again, most of the people are missing in observing the surroundings and listening to people. We want to talk much and we want to put in our ideas to the other side. Normally that process will create resistance more and more. So, and again, when I am talking about observation, it is in management terms, it is more like collection of data. Observation is what is happening with that premises where I went and do some self. So what is the person's behavior? How he is behaving to somebody else, and what is their weakness. Okay, I know that on a single visit all those things may not be possible, but at least few percentages can be captured. So that type of professionalism. What? Professionalism with passion, because they have to have some passion to that, either to the job or to specifically to that line. So if that, again, more than talent, passion is it. Talent, okay, we can claim it is an inborn thing, but passion can be cultivated. Some sort of interest should be asked. Sir told earlier, who are the people who completed some projects, some assignments. So that can be an ideal filter for you to get the right kind of raw material. And again, after you are doing such a filter and getting the required raw material, then you need to inculcate this type of passion and what you call that. You need to develop the habit of expressing their emotions. Suppose if they are winning, they should be happy. They should express very freely that I'm happy. And at the same time, they should be sad on their losses. So if we can play around with these emotions itself, that can yield results. Otherwise, as per the earlier management, we should be very moderate. We should not be more happy or be as an ideal manager. The ideal manager is not that kind. At least as per the current trend. As per the current trend, ideal manager should be happy if he achieves and sad if he knows something. So that kind of emotional feelings also you should teach your students. So as a winner, you can be more happy. That happiness can be spread to your family. And again, if you are loser, again you are sad. That sadness is also coming to the family. Then people will ask, your family, why you are sad? No, I am unable to achieve this. Okay, don't worry. Next time you can win. Your wife will support you. Your grown-up kids will support you. So then why you fail? Again, the same question is asked, because in most of my own cases, one of my best reviewers is my wife. Because when my mood changes, she knows something has gone wrong in the office. So she may ask, what happened? This month's target is not achieved. I said, as usual, just not achieved this month. Okay. So what is keep on wrong with you? For the last 6 months I am hearing the same thing. Is the market is bad. It's almost like my CEO is asking. So again, definitely I am accepting the shoes of my CEO. Because when my mood goes down, it is reflecting in my house. So it is my people, my family members' duty to revive me back to my performing platform. So people need to express their emotions. So you need to teach them how to express your emotions freely. Then passion. So these are all the things. Because don't teach bigger things. Teach smaller things. That is what again I keep on. I think I am harping on one single point again and again. But again it's an important point. Smaller things. Do some small things. Do it perfectly well and be happy on it. So these smaller assignments, give smaller assignments. Like when we are developing or nurturing the small kids of yourself, when she is drawing a good picture, even in the walls, earlier management, earlier parents, say, they scold them. Now they, even the bringing to the management classrooms also. Because if the work is good, whatever be the so you need to point out, and next time they should not repeat. So that kind of thing, it is almost like a psychological game. But that game, I think again there are some. I think we are having a psychology also here, right? Psychology is something related to psychology. Counseling. What I am doing is like this transaction analysis, games people play. So these kind of things also you can narrate something, extract something, and talk people on those lines. So it is almost like, am I taking too much of time?
I mean, we want to listen to you.
It is almost like what you call it's a game. Whether it is you are going to sell a pen or pencil or a concept or an aeroplane or an air ticket, everything is again a game. It is like a chess game. Definitely, other side is an opponent is there. Whether it is an visible opponent or an invisible opponent. So again, and again, our moves are not constant moves. One man is moving straight, one man is looking L, one man is going this line, and another man can only move forward. So with these limitations, so these are all my limitations. At the same time, we have an opponent also. So how to tackle that man, or how to tackle that competition with my limitations. So that is the art. That art we need to, because we can talk them with smaller stories. This Panchatantra stories, all 1.5 page stories. But the entire Panchatantra will talk to you almost all the 99% of the management. So we can use all those things, the smallest of the small stories. So when problem comes, when resistance comes, they can correlate this particular problem with one of the stories. So suddenly they can come to the nearest of the near solutions. I am not saying that you are coming with always perfect solution, but the nearest of the near solution. At least I can face the problem. One problem is in front of me. At least I can look straight on the problem. So that itself is the solution. So these are all the things you need to develop by your own and transmit to your students. So small things, but at the same time they should have some real field experience. That's
what Vinod told is that I also feel to say that in the management institution we are teaching them how to get a job. How to get a job only. We are not teaching them how to live. That's the basic form. Because we are just teaching him all the basic theories, all the activities, some degree certificates, some vacation, all the things, and then they are arranging some interviews and putting them into a job. That's it. But we are not teaching how to live. If we teach them how to live, they will be happy, do their work, whatever work they are getting in their, and in their family life also they will do how to manage the things, how to make a friendship with the colleagues, friendship with the other people, the network building, all these things. But we are now these students are lacking it. They are only focusing on one thing, how to get it together.
Smaller projects, what
said, I think that's very important. And smaller projects where they complete something and they get a satisfaction that they completely done it. They might have failed in some such minor projects. That doesn't matter. You can analyze why you failed. But then enough opportunities for small projects. Today what is happening is that we give an organization study, okay, which I think is also an analysis of a big organization. Michael Porter's 5 forces analysis or core competence analysis of etc. etc. We don't come to brass tacks and then we can do certain things with an experience. This is like we use batch hack. They sold sheets. Okay, that was a good experience. Sold CDs all over Kerala because they sit down and sold it. That is a grassroots experience. That sort of experience, I think, probably we are not just getting.
Definitely that one, and on that Christmas also, we talk about introducing the Christmas card of ours. Then we made the design and all the things. Then the final stage is there, who to invest. That time around 10,000 rupees was to invest. That was a tough call for us. We decided that we were not mature to take that risk. So we dropped that one. Then 3 months after, we came up with the T-shirt project. We took the risk of invested 50,000 rupees at the time, and we got all the products in the wrong size. And we don't know how to manage the situations, but we came up with these ads and also made all the activities, and we took almost 2 hours to sort out the pieces. But after by leaving this college, we were left with no pieces. We somehow managed all the things to solve it.
Even a wrong size product was sold. I think I probably have one T-shirt. Which is I have just one question, but then I have to go to the toilet because I normally have a medical problem. I just after 1 to 2 hours I end up. The question which I pose, maybe we'll have time to break. There is some other question is, we'd like to know from you in terms of when somebody joins an organization, a young MBA or a young B.Tech, in the first year, on a day-to-day basis, what do they do actually? What exactly are the tasks they do? We are trying to capture the grassroots detail of what exactly is getting done. I think many of us, I worked in industry probably about 40 years back or 30 years back. So I lost touch with working really inside the industry. So we'd like to know at the junior executive level what exactly do they do, and then can we contribute through our education in their managing successfully even their day-to-day work. Okay? Because the day-to-day work may not involve strategy and product positioning and product differentiation. Those things may not get involved in that. It might be something else. So now I guess meanwhile others can, please interact with them and then, or if you want, take a 5 minutes break. You decide. As coordinator.
I am not putting anything into your mouth, but see, normally the problem you have very clearly spelled out, both of you, that the fresh MBA graduates, when they join a particular company, they think that they deserve a very high level position, etc. So certain things they consider as very lenient. Are we supposed to do this sort of thing after this MBA? Have you come across such a situation? Yeah. Then let me tell you a small example of my experience. I am an engineer. and the queues, etc., I got little much later. When I joined my company, the first job for at least 2 weeks, what I had to do was what they call folding the drawing sheets. The A4, I mean, A4, A2, A3, like that, very big one. It was just bit folded and kept very neatly. That was the work I have done without any credit from my side. Because that was the work that somebody asked me. And I did that. Similarly, small things. But probably it is again the attitudinal problem and also the thinking too much about oneself. That may be a problem with the present generation. That is approach. I am not very old generation, even slightly younger than Srivasan. So, so I am finding this gap, generation gap, very much. And probably that may be, I mean, that is I am now interesting your observation on this particular.
Where that we understood what the work in the so I wrote that how we understand how we interpret what we do. After this different reasons that I came to also put it in the logistics. The logistics means the mounting and the warehouse going into this. Given computer is the office and what to make the computer evaluated. But the overhead, what sort of work is it? This overhead is we don't know how to work. Then I started working in the main for it. What is the main overhead? And what is the meaning of this unit? What is the importance of this unit? And understood that the main is very positive. Any design getting already this main is working black to black the material format is then go on so one so and I am working for the for India this is a material just for the based on these raw materials that they are completing the common once the young woman to get the documents but I give earlier I can plan one day for getting all these documents so that I can inform my team with working on the project and so that way I agree important is why and I think that new opportunities coming for
So actually, that is the seeing things not as a very meaning, but as a part of our job as we go up. This also without this, if there is no earlier, at least there is a discussion plan. Now that is, but that was really important. When you had a letter, customer, and it reached to only, but also many times I have to do this also in the beginning. But I don't feel any bad about it. So probably this way, I'm thinking about it. You are a positive attitude, and now I am doing these kinds of things and what are the is without that company cannot run. It's the minor CU thing. That's the realization and then you get into it. So that is.
Is there a generation gap in no, in fact, I started as a professional officer, but as I said, I was asked to do dispatch first. I was asked to do dispatch. And then supervisor. This was dispatched and it was done properly or not. So slowly from won't give the, on the.
Now if a person we ask to get a photocopy of this one, clearly seen from this discussion and body language that how we were irritated about this. That's because all because of the expectations what we are giving in the we cannot blame them also. Somebody is put in prison for 30 years is coming out with this and asking to do a financial job in this. They will not fit for that. He has a different one for the last 2 years. It will take some time of it will change from that environment what we develop.
I think the expectations are too much now.
And
managers needed.
the also what we are discussing about in the morning. We don't need a void people. We want people who can think and work, enjoy the work. Not the people who can don't need somebody in the tight situation, again with the tight situation, to follow the social bodies in the industry. You people are living in a culture here. This is not just we see your video experience in the industry. That is not because too much pressure the thinking capability and all things will come. There will be some mentality around. They will also join the group to think what they are asked for them to do.
This might all I didn't know because nowadays we see students, all these students, they are mostly being compared and so yes. So they don't know the reading, what is the little part of the life, and they come to using tools or every school, and that is the time people whatever needs and say they are, and after that they are going to a goal, and they have also some sort of a frame their mind, and if they are persons first really about all these things. Only after some time, probably, when you are facing the difficulty, definitely people will be start realizing that everything has been then Jacob and
not get to know you personally. Yeah.
Very low. But you should everything is very low. Then the activity was that is for the first part of the month. Not very much. Then sometimes you can have to just calculate some problem together. I entered the education again mathematics was very difficult. The kind of version I PTC program. That is my duration. One month over 15 for the last maybe and later the game almost not 400 class. Company also last I most
Got joined in Calcutta as a student.
He is teaching board and he is one of the top senior lawyers in our university. He is an IAS faculty of the governing body member. He is an IAS. He is partially one of the 48 years. In another one, Biju Biju one company of something, so consumer behavior also. He is a judge and the books are ideas. I got all of them. One particular vision of government interior. That really is voice.
Yes, thank you for coming and joining us. Lot of value.
I also really interested in all the academic science. Especially whenever I am taking opportunities of training and all, I used to keep training tomorrow and my own extended teams. I never miss that opportunity.
How many people do you want
I have a team of around 14. I have a team of 14 on all road. And some few people also. And I have a set of around 52 students all as a coach.
Obviously, real estate
Kerala is generally good, especially for the brand. Brand loyalty is very good. Brand loyalty is very good. But you can't cheat people just for the sake of that. That is also good. Right now, a lot of people are using brands with the high quality brands, right, to sell inferior products. That is not good much. But other than that, if you are promoting a good product with a support of a good big brand, normally it sells. Irrespective of the markets, like we can't say Cochin is good and Malappuram is bad. Malappuram is also equally. That is the specialty.
But the richer segment, customize this sort of products.
You are asking me about furniture?
Yeah, I'm not talking about this B2B. You have a lot of companies, you know, office furniture.
I am into B2C only. I am into B2C. I am taking care of B2C furniture. So in B2C also customization is required. But again, see, customization is coming with a cost.
But you also offer customization.
No, we are not offering customization. We can offer customization by doing some permutations and combinations. Because our product line is always fixed. But 90% of the requirement can be matched with our options. For example, if you have 9 feet, I may have 8.45 and 9.5. So that, but if you want 9 feet, I can offer you at a 50% cost extra. So you have to take it on. Whether in that way I am also, but 90% of the cases people will go up. They will settle for 8.5. So that is the technique normally the mass manufacturers are doing. Customization normally comes with a high cost.
Do you expect big competition in this
IKEA, definitely IKEA is a big player, but India is a very complex market.
They are not yet entered.
They are not entered. They are looking for this 100% FTA. With 100% FTA only they are coming. But India is too complex for them because most of the MNCs they have some particular generic pattern. So if that pattern shifts, they may not be able to know how to react to the shifts.
Yeah.
So, and again, ours is much very complex. Even Kerala itself, in 3 corners, we have 3 different color favorisms. So in that case, imagine how India looks like, or what is India's choices. Nobody can define it. So in that, and again, they have all predefined. So there, I don't know to what extent they can. Definitely, they will take some share, but that may not be one of the major places. Because again, as such, our industry size is more than 30,000 crores as of now. Okay, so in that 30,000 crores, only 10% of it is being controlled by the organized players. That means all the another 90% is unorganized. And it is only this 10% only IKEA can also touch. Unorganized, definitely they can't touch. So in that 10%, in 26 states and different of cars, color. That's why they are also hiring plans, but still they are finalized.
And they have that model of assembling on your own.
They have their own model of because it's like, for example, other places, labor advice become very costly. Now in India also it's becoming costly. And again, they are attacking at that particular area. Another thing what IKEA government is like, their products are manufactured from the local available resources. For example, if one of the countries' major local available resource is the waste stock, sugar cane, then their furniture will be from that one. At another place it is sawdust, then the product will be from that one. So that way they are doing the cost optimization. And they have strong communicators of green. So, and again in India we don't have this one particular kind of generic waste in particular location. So again location, so that means the manufacturing facilities needs to be in different multi-fold. So then in that case, whether the cost of optimization will happen. So, big task. Big task.
Yeah.
I have this question in terms of,
Right.
we just want to get a,
Right.
grassroots picture about exactly a junior executive, what exactly you do in your organization, the job.
To answer your question, there are two answers for that. In fact, there are two answers for that. One answer is like, suppose if you are asking a trainer on swimming, how you are teaching your kids to swim. So, suppose if I am a trainer, I may not have a ready-made answer, but there will be some methodologies like I can hold the kid for a little time in the water, then the kids will start hitting their legs in the water, then they will start their hips thing, and I will give some, the hand should be like towards the forward, and so then, and again, few of the kids will learn it faster, and few of the kids will learn it slightly slower, but at the end of 20 days, all kids will learn it. So that is one answer to that. And second answer is very specific. Very specific in the sense, it is very specific to my business.
Yeah, you just want to capture that actually.
Second, in my business means I am taking care of one particular division of Godrej and Boys called Godrej Integrio, B2C. B2C means our definition is business to customers. And again, our definition for customers is the man who decided and who is going to use that. For example, in B2B, a purchase manager decides and user may be a scientist. So that we are classified as B2B. And suppose if a house, suppose if I am buying an office chair for my office, for my own staff, it is a B2B transaction. And suppose if I am buying an executive chair, same executive chair, for either my own use in my office, but normally my office decisions will be taken by somebody else. So my own use in my home, for my personal office work in my home, it is a B2C transaction. So almost I have a kitty of products. I have a kitty of products that is basically going into home. That is, we have kitchen cabinets, then home furniture, we have home storages, we have mattresses. So there are 4 LOBs, line of business line have. So in that 4 LOBs, most of the, why these LOBs has been linked with B2C is, most of these products are going to home. So this home means normally the decision maker and the end user are almost the same. Well, either it is a group decision by the family, but the family members are again going to use. So we are defining it as a B2C business. So in B2C businesses, I am taking care of that particular business myself and Tinchu for all of Kerala. So suppose if I am getting a fresher, then again this particular business we have 2 sets of distribution channels, 2 sets of marketing activities. One is through the distribution channel, another is through the retail channel. 2 pillars. One is to the distribution and one is to the retail. And the distribution is for the mass and the retail is for the class. The distribution is for the mass means in the sense there you may not have that much of experience, but you will have the price advantage. In retail, the experience will be much more. The buying experience will be on the higher side, but the price tag will be on the again higher side. Because for example, I have a coat. I have a coat worth around 50,000 rupees and I have a coat worth 8,000 rupees. So the 8,000 coat will sells to the same B2C customer in a different way that the coat which sells by a 50,000 coat. 50,000 coat can be displayed in a bigger showroom with proper ambience, with side table, with mattress put in, with bedspreads, with florals, and you have a beautiful sales girl near to that coat will explain all the features. But you have to pay 50,000. But another coat will be kept in one corner of a bigger, showroom where you may not find any dedicated salesperson. Suppose if you have queries, they will answer you. They will just pack and put it in your car and you have to go and assemble it for you. So these are the 2 sets of pillars I have to sell my products in Kerala. So first of all, when somebody new comes, the person is getting allotted to one of the pillars. Either he may be a distributor, it depends on, normally not depends on his skills, but depends on the vacancy available. But normally, based on his skills only, we are recruiting that person. Once the recruitment is over, he is being allotted to that particular field, so particular channel, whether it is retail or. And again, suppose if, and as when it's that recruitment process is happening, for example, when we are looking for a retail person, we will look more into how he can create better customer experience, better visual merchandising experience, and better creativity, better sense of colors, better sense of interiors. All those things is the benchmark for the selection. And when it is coming to the distribution, how he is making, because distribution means again we have competition in the same person with other multi-brands also. In retail, we are having exclusivity. In distribution, one of the criteria is how he is going, how this person is good in making relationship between the distributor, then this retailer. He has to pump in stock, he has to get his money out before the competitor comes. How he is smartly, because again it is almost like a war. The other one, it is almost like it's a what do you call it? It is one is in the border of Kashmir, other is the Dal Lake of Kashmir. Okay, it is one the other is very simple, very calm, enjoyable. The other is almost like we have to hit. Competitors are here, we need to push our stock here. So based on these skills only we will recruit people. And once we recruit the people, normally there is an induction program by the company with normally Bombay does for almost like a month. Right? Almost like a month, 30 days. There they will tell you the processes, company policies, ethics, all the sort of. After that, we are getting that person. So normally for the first 1 to 2 weeks, normally we ask them to just read the catalogs. Just read the catalog, familiarize with the products. We normally give very minimal support from our side. We ask them, normally we give a seat between the middle of the peers, because who are doing the similar kind of work. Suppose if I am having a 4-team member for distribution and 5th member is joined, I'll ask them to sit between these two. So they are sitting on a row, this person will be sitting in the middle. And he's keep on reading catalogs. And we will instruct them to observe what your peers are doing and ask your peers. And at least for the first 6 months, we will not give him any value-based task for tasks, because we know they are in the infant stage only. So they are not capable of holding any that kind of responsibility. So, but at the same time, we ask them to observe what is happening to your surroundings, how peers are doing, how your peers are talking to your dealers, how your peers are talking to the distributors, how smartly, when even inside office itself there may be competitors with other businesses. We have common dealers. So, as a smart person, the people should observe and they should have some doubts. Suppose if doubts are there, they can ask the peers, and we have suppose if a fresher at the branch level, we have a 2-tier system. As a fresher, then comes to Tinju is heading the retail operations for Kerala, and I have one more team member who is heading the distribution operations of Kerala, and I am heading the entire B2C. So suppose if they have some doubts, they can initially clear with their peers. Then they can come to Tinju, and they are really feel some problems. See, I am not comfortable. My earlier job doesn't require all those things. I can able to show, I can perform. So those type of weeping outs, normally they come and do it with me. So in the after first 2 weeks and all, normally we will have normally it's an informal setting. Normally it's an informal setting after office hours. How do you feel? How it's interesting? How do we learn out of this? And again, only some scraps only will come. It's not in a very structured way. But again, after 2 weeks, we will give some territories. Some territories in the sense, definitely he has to be represented by some territories. But as I told you earlier, we will not give any targets. Or in modern company dictionary, even targets are not there. We have only objectives. We can't give targets to anybody. We have some objectives or mission. So we will give some territory where he has to execute his objectives. So this is the territory which I am planning to give the subsequent months. So you start learning about your territories. So these are all the dealers over there, and this is their, all the data are normally available as Guthrie. Most of the data are available throughout the office in all the PCs, and we have some systems to retrieve the data to tablet. So for the next, from 3rd week onwards, at least for the next 2 months, they will assign some particular territory, but they can learn on. In my territory, I have 7 dealers, and this is their past experience. And in their past history, one dealer is going like this, and another dealer is shown some students here, then come down. Another dealer is going like this. So suppose if they are, we will not ask anybody to plot any graph on their performance for the last 5 years. But there are people who plotted graphs. And there are people who come and ask me why this guy is going like this, another guy is going like this, another guy is like this. So there we are identifying spots. Okay. So we are giving assignments to all the people in a common way. But after, and everybody knows about skewness, kurtosis, mean deviation, everything. But at the same time, few of the people will try to apply something. Yes, they will try to correlate something with your studies with the present day situation. Then we will ask them to, then with our experience, we will also try to talk them about the dealers and the territory. So the territory is like this. For example, we have a territory called Kannur. Normally, when most of the business graphs measured for all the competitive brands, Kannur may not be a very big number. When ranked in most of the businesses, it is like Ernakulam, then Calicut and Trivandrum, most of the things are equal. Then comes Tiruchur and Kottayam, then only comes Kannur. But in our case, Kannur is almost like in the 3rd position. Then I need to explain to him why Kannur is becoming this, enjoying this position. So the reason may be 2 good dealers in that particular. So there can be one conclusion. That means good dealer can increase the business. So that I will not talk to him on that conclusion, but if he draws that conclusion, I will note it down. So slowly, at least at the end of 3rd month, he will have a reasonably fair idea of his territory. Then we will ask them to start touring in these territories along with his peers. And at that time, we will not restrict his own territory. We will ask them to tour throughout Kerala. All the territories, let him be familiarized. His territory specifically and on a random to other territories. Then they will have interactions, joint interactions with the peers, and then myself for teaching story, he is also taking that void. And again, they will again is observation. What is happening there? How your peers are handling that particular deal. How your peers are handling that particular store. How you are upkeeping that particular store. How we are maintaining the vibrancy of the store. How we are maintaining the database. How we are observing the particular transactions, or how we are monitoring the walk-ins. There may be a walk-in conversion ratio. So how we are monitoring all those. Well, these are all may not be written on point 1, 2, 3, 4. But still, as a professional, we need to do all those things. Or as a professional, suppose if I am walking into a hall, the first observation may be the smallest of small things when curtain, there is maybe some slippage in the curtain of the car. Or 1 tube light is not blinking. So these are all. So this type of observations he also needs to observe from me to learn and next to implement. So this is a on-job process. So probably at the end of 180 days, he will be reasonably okay to handle a small territory. Small territory. So, and again this, now the first 6 months of honeymoon period is over. Now the real performance time is starting. So next 12 months, after the first 6 months, next 12 months, we will evaluate him on a reasonably small territory without much of a risk. Because again we have risky areas, non-risky areas, highly competitive areas, dangerous dealers, straight dealers, all those things are. Normally we will not put him into the land stage on the first. So, but after 1.5 years, nobody can expect any risk. So, after in our standards, the first 6 months of honeymoon plus next 18 months of experience, the total 24 months, he should handle any territory in India. So, but normally majority of the people who comes through our process and with a good organized, reputed institutes like you should survive from the 25th month onwards in a perfect. But again there may be ups and downs. But at that up and downs is reflecting on their career. Few of the people may stuck in some particular location, positions. Few of the people may grow faster. But again, few of the people are willing to take some additional risk. So those people, and few of the people are willing to take some shouldering additional responsibility. So these things are all people are, and again, what you call, mere talking will not work in any organization. But talking, actions, analysis, then clarity of thoughts, presentations, observations, all those things. But normally, most of the people can survive. So this is the pattern normally we follow.
Totally clear picture of what exactly happens. They also ask beyond these 24 months, okay, on a day-to-day basis, what do they do?
Day-to-day basis, again.
What exactly the work? For example, a day in the life.
Yeah, that's again for a retail person and distribution person, it is different.
Yeah.
Okay. For example, if a retail person has to spend this time in the retail counter. Retail counter means again, retail counter means we have a good amount of parameters. At least around 10-12 parameters. For example, first is display. Display parameters are like there is a display aging pattern. For example, in our terminology, less than 60 days is fresh. 60 to 120 is getting into age. Beyond 120 to 180 is almost age, and above 180 we can't keep. So that is the pattern. So we are putting some color tags and all. Normally customer may not be knowing, but at the same time the salesperson should know. So based on that, the product display should be maintained. That is the display part. And again the display vibrancy. Display vibrancy in the sense you should not feel like very dull when walking into the showroom, because you yourself may feel, even though I am talking like this, you may feel like most of the Godrej showrooms are looking dull compared to other new generation stores. So that means they are doing better than us. But still, we are also trying to cope up with or leverage the advantage what the professionals we are having and the knowledge we have. So we need to maintain the vibrancy. Vibrancy in the sense, suppose if I have around 8 to 10 sofas, I am putting it all the blacks. Again, it should be done. I know that only black color sells in Kerala. But at the same time, only to maintain the vibrancy, I need to take a risk and putting some beige or white or something like that. Normally, everybody will like to see white in showroom, but nobody will buy white. So that is the pattern in Kerala. But at the same time, I need to take a risk. So that means that type of vibrancy I need to maintain. So I understand that salesperson needs to check whether that the vibrancy is maintained in the particular store. Then there should be some ratio between the products, like sofa to dining table to desk. So that ratio needs to be. And again, there are some data on walk-in conversion. Okay, I have a pattern walk-in of 10 and conversion of 3. That means 70%. Sorry, 3 to 30% conversion. And suppose, and I have a backup data also. Last year June, I have a walk-in of 6 and conversion of 3. That means conversion is maintained, but 50% got converted. This year, walk-ins increased. Conversion not happened to that extent. Walk-in increased from last July and this July. That means something has happened outside the world. That means I did some BTL activities in the month of June, which is yielding some results in July. So that means what exactly I did, I need to note it, because I can repeat it. But again, my conversion is only 30%. Earlier it was 50%. That means something is wrong with the salesperson inside. He is unable to convert the walk-ins. That means I need to either increase the knowledge base of the salesperson. Otherwise, in the meantime, whether the salesperson got changed. Suppose it changed, the salesperson may not be effective. Either we need to increase the knowledge base of the salesperson or the selling skills of the salesperson, or I need to look for alternatives. So these are all the calls somebody has to take when he is in the counter. And again, they need to monitor the monthly sales, then yearly sales, cumulative sales, order booking. So normally they are fully packed for a day. This is the normal life of a retail salesperson.
Every retail outlet you have a retail.
No. This person will visit outlet at least thrice in a month, right? Thrice in a month.
The company showrooms is there we have the retail executive is there. Then the retail territory people is handling 2 or 3 these kind of retail outlets.
At least they will be coming on and off. That means in a month they are there full day for at least 4 days a month. 4 days.
Apart from the sales happening to the counter, the responsible for many of the other things like the display of the product. Because customers are coming to the showroom, especially the retail showroom with a good expectations about the brand. Whether they are getting the same in from the showroom, what they are visiting, the quality of the approach of the salespersons, the vibrancy of the display in the product. These products are what the customer is looking for. Any other product he is looking for. Any more information he is required or he is not what that requirement from the person who is in the counter and what is order booking, the age of his order booking, when the material is ready, material is got allotted from the head office or if it is allotted from the head office, as the warehouse this is the time the material is coming that and inform the customer that your material is coming on so and so time to also prepare it better. Inform the logistics, the service team to deliver it on the particular time. You have to schedule all the things. Otherwise, what happens is that if you go that simply visiting the showrooms and other things, the other things, back-end operations will be go for a toss. So all these things has to take care. Should be a multitasker because there is not a single customer is there. So many at the time when we are getting some around 8 to 9 orders from a single counter. So a person who is taking care of 3 to 4 counters is that he is getting some around 36 to 40 customer orders coming that day, and the process of this order, how it is getting allotted and getting delivered, all the things he has to take care, ensure that. Apart from the routine activities of the business, the stock traffic, he has to generate the leads, do some activities to make the person visiting the store.
That OOH or BTL activities.
The other activities he is not at all much involved. The conversion is the duty of the person who is in the showroom. And in this prime activity is to do some of the media activities and contact activities, some kind of local advertisements and all the things. Then get the people inside the shop. Then other thing is that the training of the sales. We are introducing the products, one product in a week, and some of the products is got discontinued. All the things, all the information, and we are passing it through the email also. But he is keep on training, giving training on the salesperson about the new products. What is the USPs of these products? How to promote this product to the customer? What is the punchline of that product? How to which type of customers we have to tell this one. No, we cannot tell all the products. Pitch all the products to all the customers who are coming in. So just how to profile a customer. That we are doing it in a technical probing. How to probe the customer about this one. How to identify what is his need identification process. Then how to give the solution for his needs, the right solutions. We have different solutions for him. 2, 4 or 5 solutions out of that. Which one is the best solution for him? And then the sales process. This is a procedure happening in the retail outlet. All these things, the training and the execution part will be done by the person who is in that assigned area.
Interesting. So we heard about the retail side. You also have something to say which is different from the distribution side.
Yeah, distribution again it's a different ballgame altogether. Like distribution means it is a sort of network. Like we have a distributor or wholesale distributor, and under him he is having couple of retailers. So there the salesperson has to visit the distributor first, sit with the distributor and discuss about the business. There the discussion is mainly on the volumes. So this much we have done this one, and this is what we initially decided to do. Jointly decided we have to do this much, but only what is happening? So my stocks are not moving. What is happening to the stocks and where is got stuck? So this out of I have 20 distributed retailers, only 10 has picked up and another 10. So in that case, then the retailer visits stocks. So along with the distributor salesperson or with the distributor, they have to visit the retailer and hear from them what exactly are wrong. There should be something done by some competitor, or our product is having some problem. That may be, and otherwise season may be bad. But season may be bad may not be normally accepted by any company, because irrespective of the season we are getting a constant thing. So season may not be bad, may not be accepted. So we need to find out some solutions for that. So they have to visit the retailers. Then the retailers will clip on either the percentages or the product quality or even the competitor better offerings or competitors advertisements. All those things he has to discuss. And again, the salesperson doesn't have any answer for any of the points. At the same time, he has to manage the situation. Few of the things he can elevate to some other levels. For example, definitely on margins, salesperson doesn't have any role. Again, on advertisement, again, company has to take a call. Only this much of advertisement is possible to sell this product at this cost. Beyond that, again, because every salesperson will be happy if I am getting 50 insertions per day for 365 days. But that is not possible. So again, margins also. If I have 15% margins, I can only 15% margins. Then product quality, and this is the product quality what I can give a BMW at the cost of a margin. So most of the queries doesn't have proper answers. He is in a very difficult, tight situation. But at the same time, there will be few winning stars. How? There are some methods, because even through statistical or mathematical ways, we can prove that we are not that bad. Because first of all, we as Godrej, we have a power of the brand, whether it is distribution or retail. But normally in the distribution line, normally people are only the smartest of the smart people are encashing the value of the brand. Because otherwise the retailers normally sell Godrej and other brands as a common brand. So there the salesperson can educate the power of the brand. When it is coming to Godrej, we can sell the product and forget the rest of the things, or leave the headache to us. Suppose the problem comes, we just ring up Godrej. They will take care of it. That is one way of addressing the low margin issues, because the smallest players may not have that facility. Smallest players, that problems will come back to the retailer, and he doesn't have anybody to tell about. So that may be one of the reasons. Then about the low margins. About the low margins means if with Godrej, if he can able to do more turnarounds, if he can rotate his stock more faster. If I am getting only 2% from you on this particular product, and if I am making 2% per day, and if you have 25 working days, you are making 50% in a month, and you are paying only 14% as bank interest. So your margins is 35% per month. 35% per month is almost like around how much? Almost 450% per annum return. That is reasonably. But here in 2% on a product is looking very small. But if you are able to communicate him that I am giving you 500%. Normally interest and profitables are calculated on an annual basis. So I am giving you 500%. Very good. So that person should be smart enough to communicate in a different fashion. Normally other salesperson, for example, I am talking about the mattress industry basically. In mattress industry, good amount of players from Kannur area are around. So they are giving 50% margin straight. Whereas we are giving only 30, 25, 23% margin. So we have to compete in that market. So there we need to use this type of tools. So suppose if a smaller player, suppose they dump stock and they will disappear. We will not dump your stock. We will keep stock as per your requirement. And we will not disappear. I may disappear, but the company will be there. And this is the margin. And if you can make 3 bed sale per day, your profits will be more than 600%. So it is a smart salesperson skill is required. The other is more polished. So this is the different kinds of skills what we are looking from. And that's how the profile, job profile.
So any questions at this stage, from anybody else?
Just
Elizabeth?
Yeah, just one question now. It's a different question now. Since you talk, let's say this year, you have some sales target which you are setting, and in fact, you achieve them. Next year, on what basis the decision is based? Definitely, the next year the sales will increase.
Okay.
So, what are the factors you look into? How the decision is made? Okay, next year the sales should be this. And let's talk about the margin also. This is high margin, this is low margin. So definitely your budget, that marketing budget or marketing cost, may also have to increase or decrease based on that. How is that coming out? Is it all over India? Is it because budget may be like for one? So how you are doing that? Next year, how are you managing it?
I will ask you a first question. There are two questions. No? One is how we are setting our targets. Second is how the marketing budget is getting allotted. Okay. Setting our target is, first of all, we are also, the company is setting the target. Okay, Godrej and Poise and my interior division is setting a target for one particular financial year audited. For that we have some backup plans also, because currently we are setting our target with a 10 by 10 mission. 10 by 10 mission is nothing but from 2012 to 2022. In 10 years, we want to multiply the turnover by 10 times. That is a 10 by 10 mission. So for the 10 by 10 mission, we need to grow almost like 27% CAGR. That is the benchmark. And it has been proven by the consultants, because we have a consultant called BCG who has worked out this particular 10 by 10 mission. They have proven to the board of directors that with your kind of facilities and the infrastructure and the people you have and the country's economic index, it is possible. So there is no two questions of looking back. So on an average, we are getting around 27% increase on last year. And again, there may be some deviations. Because, for example, suppose if last year I am not grown, Kerala as such is not grown, means I can't expect only 27%. Because whoever are grown on 27% can get 27. Suppose if I am not grown 27%, means I am due for 27 plus 27. But 27 plus 27, suppose if given, again I am failing, means one particular area is failing terribly. So that means it will affect that 10 by 10 mission. So they will, with some statistical tools, they may fix somewhere around 37, 40 or 42. Because one side they want to develop all the markets, second time they should not fall on their plan. As a head office or as an organization, they should not fall. So they need to balance. Suppose if one particular market is performing like anything, they can also expect something more on the target settings. But on an average, we want to grow on a 27% CAGR to meet our 10 by 10. That is how the normally this growth targets are being set. And regarding this marketing budgets normally Godrej is very weak in, because most of the Godrej products are, at least once upon a time we enjoyed monopolies in the market. Like for example, if we are thinking of Godrej locks, then security equipment products, Godrej cupboards, Godrej chairs. So at least in the beyond the liberalization or beyond pre-1996 era and on, our marketing budget was almost like around 1% of our turnover. So we managed almost like 100 years with 1%. But after 1996, the scene has changed. So have not changed too much. But this is and with the GDP growth, all the rest of the things,
The decision is what should be done.
Yes, yes. Decision is with the, normally these kind of decisions are coming from the board of directors.
Interesting, and any interesting others over beach marketing, research. See, one difference I find is that if I recruit, or if I pick up a typical curriculum in marketing from any other institute in this country or outside, they talk about market segmentation, product life cycle, product management, etc. We suddenly get a picture about what happens in an area, what happens when the young executive deal with retailers, deal with distributors, etc. That's not where it used to be. Curriculum, most of the books, etc. But then this is the reality, at least for the past 5 years after our students leave the institute. This is the reality which they are going to live. So I think there's a need for also bringing people like Mr. Limo and into our classrooms. We should not only have breakfast with CEOs, but also I think breakfast with people who are immediate superiors to our students. Immediate superiors. Because our students are going to recruit them. So we have to breakfast with them and also have interactions with them, with our students. And also, people, our own alumni who have lived in the industry for at least a couple of years. Then they have a mature sort of an outlook in terms of what is the work which I am doing and how is it different from what I discussed in the classrooms and the business school. Right? Maybe some of the things which we discuss in the classrooms, we might probably think about using them 10 years, 15 years down the line when we reach the doctors. But unfortunately, the problem, with a subject area like management, is that within 10 to 15 years, whatever we discuss in the classroom, what top management should do is no more relevant. You have already new theory. So that way also we lose out. So in either case, we lose out because we talk about these top managements or approaches. You become obsolete. By the time you become top management, we have to go for a fresher courses, we have to go for short-term courses. We also do not prepare them for the first 5 years or 10 years or 15 years or that also do. So there is a need for bringing into the curriculum people like into the classrooms also and interact. So unless there are any more questions from my colleagues, there are more questions, please feel free to ask. Otherwise, I think I'll take this opportunity to thank both of you for spending your valuable time with us, and also sharing with us the grassroots details of how your organization works and then how people in your organization work. And many times, what happens is that my experience has been that you call an executive into the classroom. The executive teaches on what he read in Harvard Business Review, not what he does. So hence again, we lose out sometimes, when we bring in executives, they feel that to talk about some high fundamental management already there in Harvard Business Review and popular business magazines. We get lost out. But then today I think we had a very enriching experience of listening about grassroots details. So our thanks to one institution. We thank both of you for taking your valuable time. Yeah. We like one of our young faculty members to accept to both of you mentors as a token of our gratitude.
I request two young activists to do that. We will consider the you don't consider yourself, you know. Mentally. I think we wind up now. We have taken this in the afternoon. We already reached lunchtime. Okay. So we'll join back. We are ahead of time now. We're supposed to get 1:15. So and we are supposed to join back at 2:30. So shall we make it 2 o'clock? So we can join back at 2 o'clock because we have enough time now. And we invite all of you also to join us for lunch. Thank you. We discuss now. Lunch should be ready. Yeah. Remember,